Today, we're diving into something that's right at the heart of medical science: trust. How do we know what to believe? And more importantly, how can a simple checklist totally change the game, making the science we all rely on crystal clear? Let's get into it.
Seriously, think about it for a second. You see a headline that says, "New drug cures disease." It sounds incredible, right? But how do you really know? Is the science solid? Are they telling you the whole story? That little bit of doubt, that's exactly what we're going to tackle.
And this quote right here, from the brilliant statistician Douglas Altman, this is our North Star. The point is, in science, you can't have people guessing what probably happened. That's just not good enough. You need to know exactly what was done. No ambiguity, no inference, just the facts.
So to really get why we need a solution, we first have to understand the problem. You see, medical science has what we call a gold standard for testing new treatments. But for a long time, there's been this shadow hanging over it. Not because the science is bad, but because of how it gets reported.
And the hero of this story, that gold standard, is the randomized trial. This is, without a doubt, the best, most rigorous way we have to figure out if a new drug or a new surgery or any kind of therapy actually works. It's the bedrock of modern medicine.
But here's the catch. There's just overwhelming evidence showing that the reports from these amazing trials, well, they're often a mess. They're incomplete, they're unclear, key details are just left out. And that makes it incredibly hard for other scientists or doctors to really judge the results for themselves.
And look at what that means. On the one hand, poor reporting, it just creates a fog of ambiguity. It can hide biased results. It leads to tons of wasted research. You're left guessing. But on the other hand, clear reporting, that builds trust. It gives us evidence we can rely on. It means other scientists can build on that work. We know exactly what went down. It's night and day.
So how do we fix this mess? Well, the solution is actually pretty elegant. The best way to think about it is like a pilot's pre-flight checklist, but for a scientific study. Something you have to go through to make sure you haven't missed a single critical detail.
And here it is. It's called CONSORT. That stands for Consolidated Standards of Reporting Trials. Basically, it's a globally agreed-upon checklist of the absolute minimum amount of information that needs to be in a report about a randomized trial. It's not telling researchers how to do science, it's just telling them how to report it properly so we can all understand it.
And this isn't some new thing, you know? CONSORT has been around since 1996. It got major updates in 2001 and again in 2010. It's been evolving right alongside science. And that brings us to right now, with the launch of a brand new standard for today's science, CONSORT 2025.
Okay, so you might be thinking, if it's been around so long, why update it again? And that's a great question. The answer is simple. Science doesn't stand still, so the tools we use to keep it honest can't either.
Think about it. The way we run clinical trials has changed a lot. We have new methods, new technologies, and maybe most importantly, there's this huge, growing demand for transparency from everybody, from scientists, from doctors, and from the public. This 2025 update is all about catching up to that reality.
And they didn't just wing it. This update was a massive undertaking. First, they combed through all the existing research. Then, they did this huge global survey, getting feedback from 317 people all over the world. Journal editors, trial researchers, patient advocates. Finally, they brought 30 experts together in one room to hash out every single detail. This was a truly global, collaborative effort.
So what's actually different? Well, the biggest changes really boiled down to two really important ideas for science today: radical transparency and, actually putting people first.
First up, one of the most exciting changes is a whole new section in the checklist dedicated to what's called open science. This is all about pulling back the curtain and showing your work so anyone can check it. It's a huge step for trust.
So what does that mean in practice? Well, researchers now need to say where you can find the raw data and the computer code they used. They have to fully disclose any potential financial conflicts of interest. And they have to tell you where to find the original trial blueprint, the protocol, so you can see if they stuck to the plan. It's all about accountability.
Now, the other game-changing update is about bringing patients and the public into the process. This is a huge shift in thinking. The idea is that research shouldn't just be done to people, it should be done with them. So for the very first time, there's a specific item on the checklist that asks, how were patients or the public involved? Did you ask them for input on the design of the study? Did they help carry it out? Did they even help write the final report? This helps make sure the research is actually focused on what matters to the people it's trying to help.
Okay, so we've gotten into the details, but let's zoom back out. Why does a checklist for scientists actually matter to you and me? Well, it's pretty simple. Better reporting means better science, and better science means better health for all of us.
And this diagram shows it perfectly. This is the CONSORT flow diagram. It might look simple, but it's incredibly important. It forces researchers to account for every single person who started the study. It shows who was enrolled, who got the treatment, who dropped out, and why. It means no one gets lost. Every single person's journey is tracked transparently.
And when you have that level of transparency, the benefits are huge. Better reporting means we get more reliable treatments. We know what really works. We stop wasting money and effort on research that's poorly reported. And, maybe most importantly, we build stronger public trust in the whole scientific process.
And really, that's the bottom line. It doesn't matter if you're a patient, a doctor, or just someone trying to make sense of the news. CONSORT 2025 is a tool that works behind the scenes to make sure the evidence we use to make some of life's most important decisions is as solid as it can possibly be.
So I'll just leave you with this question. The next time you see a news story about some amazing medical breakthrough, you're now equipped to think a little differently. You can ask, how transparent is this? Did they share their data? Was the original plan made public? Asking those questions, well, that's how we all help build a more trustworthy and healthier future. Thanks for tuning in.